You are now listening to the Role Players Podcast.
It's the Role Players Podcast, and it is the Picke show that we love to do just for you all. I'm your host, Mr. B. Also, words of wisdom is what they call me. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't feel that wise when it comes to these picks. And then I'm here with the coach, Mr. Philosophical J. Let him hear it from you.
Yay.
West Coasting?
West Coasting, because you know what? My Niners undefeated. Hello. You seen my E40 post.
I did. You whack for that. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and home of the Role Players, Picke, as well as several other podcast platforms. But you probably already know that because you're listening to this podcast. But that's not for you. It's for you to tell a friend about a friend, which are your role players. We have an interesting week up. We have
I love the NFL, man.
I love it, man. I love it.
Everyone has a chance. Hello.
That's what it is for West Coast.
The West Coast, boy.
Nah, man. I'm tired of y'all already. You coming to reality this week.
table shirt on.
Yeah, man. We got some high school on the tube in here as we make these picks, and we got Mama repping her colors of Mount Tabor. But yeah, man. Interesting week. We got some undefeated teams out here. We got some teams that might not even make it out undefeated this week. But as you know, we have our key games, our matchups of the week. So before we get into them, Jay, how do you feel about your Niners being 3-0?
Oh, man.
This is your moment.
This is my moment.
It's your moment.
Man, we're work in progress, man.
Oh, just that easy. Huh?
Oh, yeah. I'm excited about. Normally, when your team's undefeated, you're excited because you win. I'm excited about how bad we have played in certain spots in certain games. Because we played you could not have played more worse against Pittsburgh last week. Do you agree?
Yeah, but you survived.
But we survived, and that's what I like. Because in the past, that would have been a easy loss for 49ers.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, man. So that's your moment with your 49ers as we look at the North Forsyth Vikings getting ready to take on the Carver Yellow Jackets.
I don't like that.
What?
Yes, you know I played for the Vikings.
Yeah. Shout out to Friday Night Fowler Jamal, who's out there at the games doing his thing. You got to check him out in the Winston Chronicle. You got to catch him out there.
75 by Biddy, boy.
You got to catch him out there for the games, man. He's out there.
I don't like black jerseys, man. That's
you hater.
I don't like that for my Vikings, man.
You know, as much as I really don't like a lot of like the all white jerseys or whatever, I think the uniform that I like best for the Jaguars is that all white.
Y'all all white is clean.
It's very clean. Till it gets dirty. Because we don't stay clean out there.
I like our alternate white jerseys that we wear. They're all white.
Yeah. With the red numbers.
Yeah, that's clean.
Yeah. It's solid. So, key matchups of the week. We're going to start with the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens, man.
Cleveland versus Cleveland.
Cleveland versus Cleveland. That's why this is on here. Yes. Old Cleveland, new Cleveland. Really, new Cleveland, old Cleveland.
Old Cleveland, new Cleveland versus old Cleveland. But the game is actually Baker Mayfield versus Cleveland.
Yeah, it really is, man.
Man, so I'm just curious, like, because now we're in a different age, and you know what I'm saying, and we're going in. I want to take this game first because I seen this and I'm looking at the chops.
Go ahead,
because
man.
You know, it was so much wrong with Lamar Jackson and so much right with Baker Mayfield. Now it's so much wrong with Baker Mayfield and so much right with Lamar Jackson. Now that they've been in the league 2 years.
Yeah.
Essential. So
that's the kicker?
That's the kicker, man. I told you I'm not liking this Vikings. So so you know, so I'm just curious with the way the pay scale is now, when do they first pull the plug on Dorsey and second pull the plug on Baker Mayfield? Because
well, you got to go to Freddie Kitchens too now.
Oh, I mean, well, of course. Like, but before we go to Freddie Kitchens, okay, I don't think Freddie Kitchens will make it out the season.
Nah, because he's doing some things. He's created this culture where they have this attitude and this chip on their shoulder, and they're trying to be bullies, but they're not bullying anyone. And that 4th and 9 draw play, everybody knows about it by now. That was horrible.
And he said it was horrible. They asked him in the press conference, they say, what about you? Yeah, I called it. It was a bad play.
Blame me.
Blame me. It was a bad play.
Well, leading up to this game, Rex Ryan had some choice words.
Oh, he did.
Well, he didn't even have choice words for Baker Mayfield. He just said.
He just kept it real.
He said, he's a one-read guy. He was like, look, that's Baker Mayfield. He's not as good as you think he is. Well, Baker Mayfield, on the flip side, instead of coming back at this guy in a comedic way, he came back at, wow, big time play for the Carver Yellow Jackets. They're up 7 already. He came back at Rex Ryan from the standpoint of, well, as the great Freddie Kitchens said, if you don't wear brown and orange, then you don't matter. And there's a reason why Rex Ryan doesn't have any colors right now. So, yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. Rex Ryan doesn't have any colors. He can coach, guy. He can coach right now, but Rex Ryan is going to want to do his style of football. And I don't know. Rex Ryan would be a vast improvement over Freddie Kitchens, seems like.
I normally don't take shots at, well, let's say I do take shots at coaches.
Yeah, come on. Let's take
Larry
some shots.
the Cable Guy. If you don't shut up, don't you look like Larry the Cable Guy?
He look like something.
Larry the Cable Guy.
He said Larry the Cable Guy. He don't look like Larry the Cable Guy.
He does, man.
He look like Paul Blart.
I think that's an insult on Paul Blart.
Nah, that ain't no insult on him. That's a legend. Paul Blart.
Freddie, I know who you're talking about. Freddie Kitchens. Freddie Kitchens. He is, they call him a touchdown back. Freddie Kitchens that's absurd, man. Some of the things he's been saying, it's trickled down to Baker because Baker, he is a one read guy. And after his read is up, he dances around the pocket. He moves. He
rolls out.
He's actually making his line look bad. And his line is actually pretty good.
Same thing that I say about Deshaun Watson all the time. I love Deshaun Watson's hard, but quarterbacks got to know how to read lines just like running backs. He doesn't know how to read his line, and he is making them look bad. He's
making them look real bad because you can't tell me this guy's not blocking and then Chubb goes out and run for 100 yards every game.
Man, the dude is trash, man. He has not progressed. But who has made some strides is Lamar Jackson. I don't know if it's a lot of strides because this whole, the heavyweight battle between him and Mahomes, it really wasn't a heavyweight battle. It was Mahomes just running away with the game like the Chiefs usually do. And they secured the win over the Baltimore Ravens last week in week 3. Lamar Jackson is a lot more put together, or at least the Baltimore Ravens are a lot more put together than the Cleveland Browns, in my opinion. From top to bottom, yeah, they may not have the all-star Pro Bowl names, all-pro names of Odell and Chubb, Baker. They don't have all of that.
He looks like, what time this over?
Yeah, the Carver Yellow Jackets coach does not look like he's into the game. He's standing away from everybody too. But yeah, man, I don't. They're a lot more put together. I always say NFL football in general, you can have all stars all day, but that does not translate into wins. It just doesn't. And that's what's happening to the Cleveland Browns. I say Cleveland loses this game to Baltimore. Baltimore 27, Cleveland 13.
Wow. You giving them 13 points on that defense?
Yeah, that might be a reach.
Baltimore 35, Cleveland 3. I'm going to step out on the limb. What did they score against the Texans? The Titans. 12.
Yeah. And they didn't look that impressive against the Jets without Sam Darnold in week 2. And they didn't look good last week.
No, they only scored 13 points on the Rams, right?
Yeah.
So they're averaging about 13 points.
Yeah, so I'm
a game.
giving them 13.
I'm giving them 3 against Baltimore. That's a competitive team.
Well,
they're on the road. They were in Cleveland. Now, if they were in LA, do you give them 13 points on the Rams?
Nah.
Yeah, that's why I'm going 3.
Well,
that's a wash.
Yeah, I think we both feel the same about that one. Now on to more of the premier games. We're going to go into this undefeated matchup. This is the only undefeated team matchup of the week. Someone is going to suffer their first loss. We have a NFC. No, it's not. We have an AFC East battle going down between the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia, Mr. Antonio Dollar Bill, give you all the thrills. He's out there blasting away for his Buffalo Bills, man. Look, this New England team, and I said it when they got Randy Moss that year. I was like, they're going for 16. This New England team is going for 16 as well. However, if they do drop a game, I do believe it can be this week. They have to go to Buffalo. Everyone knows that the Patriots in the first 4 weeks of the season, sometimes they have that one game where you say, oh, I don't know, man. They gotta rebound and get this thing together. They've not given up a touchdown yet. That's major. We're at week 3. They have not given up a touchdown. These guys, they're all about TB12 and Belichick. They are playing Patriot ball. This may be very close to that Patriots team with Randy Moss. Sure, you don't have the big time air it out plays with Randy Moss or any receivers like that, but these guys are just walking up and down the field, offensively, defensively. I don't see any reason of concern for them not to win another Super Bowl with this team. They are coasting. However, the Bills, Josh Allen looks like he's a guy. I don't know if he is the guy, but he is a guy. The little rookie running back, Singletary, he's been effective. My guy, Frank Gore, he's out there. Bills Mafia, man. They play grinded out football, and they've been grinding their way to win.
So who are you taking?
I'm going to go ahead and take the New England Patriots. Why would I go against Tom Brady? I am Mr. TB12. If I had to choose a team to admire, I wouldn't be a fan of them by far, but I like the way that they build football teams in New England. This is a good team, man, top to bottom, even down to special teams. Got to go New England.
This is a great team. They beat Miami. What was the score? 43-3?
Yeah.
43-14.
Yeah, okay, sure.
They had 2 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, no problems.
They've scored 40 points every game.
Every game, man.
The Bills has just squeaked out their victories. So it's not too much to analyze here. I mean, New England has a I think this is the most talented team I've ever seen New England have. That's including the team that went for 16.
That was the kicker, man.
That was the kicker, man. He made a play.
The kicker made a play.
So I believe that Bills just don't have enough firepower.
They don't.
And I don't. You're thinking it's going to be close. I don't think this is going to be close at all. I think this is going to be a slap in the face to the Bills and Mr. Dollar Bill, Bill Mafia, Antonio Mitchell. I will be tagging you in the post on Sunday. Welcome to reality. Welcome to the Reality Bowl. Bills.
No checks from that.
I'm gonna pull out a Berman score. You remember when Berman used to do his scores in the Swami?
The Swami.
I'm gonna pull out a Berman score. New England 41, Bills -2.
That's a rude. I'm gonna give New England 30, and I'm gonna give the Bills 21.
That was a good one.
Yeah, -2 bad.
-2.
Oh man, these guys don't even have pants that can fit them.
Nah, man.
These offensive linemen for Carver, they are big.
They real big. He flinched. Yeah, man. I know my football, brother.
But yeah, so I think it's a wash for us with the Bills. The Bill and Patriot game as well. Moving right along, we're going to jump into this Minnesota and Chicago game. We're going to go to an NFC North battle. It may not be the sexiest game, but this is an interesting game. It's an interesting game because Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. He's getting it done, but it's not really that impressive, but he's getting it done. Dalvin Cook, on the other hand, the dude he's been one of the top 3 backs this season. He's been amazing. He is the offense. But they're not getting the ball out there to their receivers like that. The defense has been solid. It's been okay. But this Chicago Bears team is one of the worst teams I've seen offensively. And I mean, I'm saying they're bottom 5 in my book. I'm saying they're bottom 5, maybe bottom 3. They are dreadfully terrible.
It's pretty bad.
It's bad, man. Trubisky is not the guy. So they have to do something because Cohen, too, is not the guy that they thought he was. He's not a bad football player, but they don't have another guy to complement Cohen. But the Bears are the Bears. They are defensive driven. They use the defense to fuel that offense. This defense can just jumpstart that team at any moment.
That's what they did Monday night.
That's what they did Monday night. And they secured an easy win. It was easy.
They almost blew it at the end.
And I know everybody's on Washington and saying Case Keenum isn't the guy, but look, dude, he did go up against the Bears defense, which was like the number 1 defense, top 5 defense last year.
Washington's had a pretty tough schedule coming out.
They've had a tough schedule. Case Keenum is not the worst thing in the NFL, but he's not good either now. No doubt. But these guys can explode defensively any moment, and I have to wonder if the Vikings can survive this game and secure a win because that defense is always going to be there. And Kirk Cousins, you're as good as your quarterback is on most teams. If your quarterback makes the right plays, the right reads, keeps you alive in the game, you probably have an excellent chance at being 500 or better. If they are stagnant, kind of like the Flacco Kirk Cousins standpoint of a quarterback, you can get that, you know? You can get that type of team where you say, man, we only got 6 wins, 7 wins, maybe right at 8-8, and it just was not enough. I think this is an interesting game, Jay. It's kind of hard for me to choose a winner, but I am going to go with the Vikings in a close game, 20-17.
Well, the Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why the Vikings are going to take the field.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah. So how ironic that Denny Green coached the Vikings a long time. And then the team who he accused of being who they thought they were, this is the team they're playing. How ironic.
It is, man.
So,
this is the Denny Green Classic.
This is the Denny Green Classic right here. So that's why I say the love. First, if we're going to start off, we know who the Bears are, man. I mean,
we do.
Montgomery is not showing. He kind of looks like Howard out there running the ball.
And Howard ran phenomenal
last night.
Yeah.
Man, Green Bay has no defense, though. He used to shred Green Bay up in Chicago. He was with Chicago.
Green Bay is just being known for their defense through 4 weeks of the NFL.
Yeah, so
that won't last.
I think the Bears, the only thing they can do to throw wrinkles in, and that's if Gabriel is healthy for Sunday, is to line him up in the backfield and kind of use him as your wild card, him and Cohen, in those split backfields like this guy would like to run in the NFL.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at this, and what I'm seeing from Minnesota this season, I'm seeing a ton of heavy running football, dosage of heavy running football. And if you take Kirk Cousins' jersey off and give him Andy Dalton first couple years in Cincinnati, you have Andy Dalton out on the field. So the love fest is over. This was only a 3-year deal, guaranteed money. So that means they will be able to move this guy at the end of the season if it's not what they're expecting. And Zimmer has took the team away from Cousins. Yeah. He's not passing as much. He's going. The first game, he only threw 12 times. 12 in week 1.
Yeah.
That's not what you're doing for your $90 million quarterback. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this team is going through an identity crisis. This will be their first real test against a real juggernaut defense who's not going to let Cook run wild, who's not going to let the young rookie run wild. They're going to make them play bare football to win this game. So I'm looking at this being a low affair, and I'm gonna take a leap out on faith. 18-12 Bears win.
The Bears. Well, I'm gonna make ground on you this week, buddy.
Think so?
Yeah, I'm gonna make ground.
He's a punter too.
Well, it's not a bad punt. Yeah, it didn't go that far.
It's terrible.
But Vikings, Yellow Jackets still tied up at 0. If you're keeping track of the high school game that we're watching. Now back to the pros. Dallas, New Orleans. That's where we're at. That's where we're going. Who they? You got the Stars against those Saints. Well, Breeze went down. Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill was supposedly sharing a back up under the center for the Saints, but it was all Bridgewater, and they actually secured the win against the Seahawks. Now the Seahawks are the Seahawks of new, not the Seahawks of old, but it's still a pretty good team. Teddy Bridgewater went out and got the job done. The Cowboys have not faced anyone yet. This is their biggest challenge. This is a team that's not just going to lay down. But you can't stop what the Cowboys are doing. Zeke is running wild. Cooper is still catching his touchdowns and getting close to 100 yards, if not over per game. Dak is making all of the right plays. The defense is playing very, very good football. The Saints are getting the job done. Kamara is still a problem. Someone has to take the loss in this game, man. It's in New Orleans. It's a big-time game. New Orleans really can't afford to lose, even though they're in a kind of a dead division. I think they want to stay alive enough for Drew Brees when he comes back, because he will be back at some point. But I don't know if this Teddy Bridgewater football can continue to win, especially amongst the likes of a team like Dallas. What you think, Jay?
Well, the hot defense this week, coming into the week, is what everyone is saying. Up until last night, it was Green Bay. So the hot defense now is New Orleans. They're saying they love this defense. This defense stepped up. They shut down Russell Wilson. They shut down Metcalf. They shut down. But now this week, Zeke's coming to town. And this team beat New Orleans last year with Drew Brees.
Yeah.
There's no Drew Brees coming through that door.
Yeah, no.
At least not with his helmet on.
Nah, he'll be holding that clipboard.
In
his non-throwing hand.
Do you think he's in the headset telling Bridgewater, this one goes to Clayton?
You know he's in that headset.
This one goes to Thomas.
He is.
This one goes to Kamara. This one goes here. No, Bridgewater. No, Teddy. What are you doing? So, in that indication, Dallas, the schedule gods have blessed you this season, man. I mean, this is your season to play all the bad teams and make it to the playoffs and lose first round.
They got off to a 4-week bye.
Really?
Like, they just forfeited the first.
Washington. And look, they got the Giants without Jones playing.
Yeah.
Then next week later they go with Jones.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
They've had a cakewalk to the first 4 weeks of the season, and I don't see anything different this week.
No, I'm going with Dallas. Dallas will win this one.
Yeah.
I give them it'll be 28-17.
Yeah. I see Dallas winning. A similar score. I'm going to say 28. Yeah, it's going to be like 28-12, man. Because the Dallas defense is pretty solid. If Bridgewater has to really play from behind, I don't know how pretty that will be.
No.
I think he's still pretty good, but I don't know, man.
It's poor tackling.
I don't know. It's high school football, Jay.
Oh, no. You got to tackle better than that.
It's high school football. I'm not giving him
I understand
an excuse.
That. That's a tall wide receiver right there too.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's. I've seen not one good play out here. Not one good play.
Carver's moving the ball pretty much at will in the air against these guys.
They are, but it's because
but when they get
the
down
Vikings
here, they
are playing bad.
Well, here you go, touchdown.
That was a game. That was a touchdown saving tackle right there. That hand came out from anywhere. Don't
It
look at
did.
me like
The
that.
hand did come out from anywhere.
No, hey, sometimes it grips you like that. Well, we got one more game up for you guys, and this game won't take long because, boy, these teams are not what they signed up for.
It's the offers.
We have an Ofer Bowl on Monday night. Monday night has been bad this year. It's been bad. Cincinnati Bengals, Pittsburgh Steelers, AFC North matchup. Both of these teams are at 0-3, and I don't know how many wins they can get this year. But this game is significant because this Steelers team is definitely headed down. I've heard a lot of Steelers fans be optimistic. I've heard Steelers fans think that they have a chance. I've heard a lot of Steelers fans think that they're not headed for a rebuild. The rebuild is underway. This is just, it's not happening for you guys. It's not. This team is a shell of itself. I heard a lot of talk where, maybe they did need Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. For what? It was still going to be a problem with Ben. This team is trending down, man. I see at least two dark seasons for the Steelers, and this may be one of the two. The Bengals, I mean, Dalton is throwing the ball, but Dalton is Dalton. The Bengals are the Bengals. They're losing games. They're finding ways to lose games.
They are finding ways to lose.
They're finding ways to lose games, man.
So let me ask you this. Is it looking closer? Is it looking more realistic that Pittsburgh may be drafting top 5?
I think they're going to be top 10. I don't know about top 5 because you got some bad teams out there.
But on their schedule, because you got to remember, they didn't lose last year. So we get New England. We know we're at least playing New England, Kansas City.
Did they win? They did not win the North. Did they win the North?
I think they did.
I don't know. It's late. I can't even think about it. But yeah, they may be playing New England. Either way, they have some teams on their schedule.
New England. So let's just say hypothetically, they're playing our division. They're playing the NFC West. So we already know they lost to Seattle. They lost to San Fran. So we still got the Rams and Arizona on our schedule.
Yeah.
They lost to New England already.
Yeah.
So they have to be playing the AFC West. Am I correct?
They are playing the AFC.
They're not playing your division.
East.
Okay. So we're playing the Colts. Maybe.
The Colts are on the schedule.
So that means they're playing the Chiefs.
There's no Patriots. They did not win the division.
So who won you all's division last season?
That would have been, the Colts.
The Colts. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So they're playing Kansas City.
So, yeah, they won.
So we pretty much see their schedule. So who out of those teams we just named?
They didn't win to get me to sign up for that.
Maybe Cleveland.
They have the Chargers.
That's not a win.
They have the Colts. And they have the East. And then they have the NFC
West.
So
we have,
and then their division.
And I'm gonna tell you, they may not beat the Cardinals. That's a tough game.
Yeah, but I mean, even if they do beat the Cardinals, that's one win on the schedule.
That's one win. So
they do have the Cardinals, the Browns, the Jets.
That's right. So we're looking at that's right.
And
so
the Dolphins.
And the Dolphins.
That might be 4 wins.
4. I'm telling you, man. I'm looking at 4 wins, maybe.
Because there is no Ben this season.
No,
we're not talking about what the Saints have going on. The Saints are getting Breeze back. There's no Ben this season. I don't know, man. Jay, you might be on to something. Maybe. I still don't think they cracked the top 5.
So they gave up a first round pick.
They gave up that first round pick, regardless. That's why I said top 10.
Miami may be on to something with that pick.
They needed that pick.
Wow.
And they gave it up for Minka Fitzpatrick.
So
that's not changing life.
What if Miami's picking 1 and then turn around and picking 6? Oh my God.
They'll find a way to blow it.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Nah.
I'm just saying hypothetically.
It's not about the Dolphins.
It's not about the Dolphins. It's about the Steelers.
I know.
Because right now we need some talent coming in that room. We need some talent coming in whichever room. If it's special teams, if it's wide receiver, if it's running back, lineman, defensive line. So you know what? I'm looking at the numbers, and they're gonna be thirsty for a win. But I mean, Cincinnati got more talent in their rooms, man. I got to go with Cincinnati. I just have to.
You botched the San Diego and Cincinnati. You botched both of them.
I botched San Diego, man, big time. Because you know why?
They're not super anymore.
No, but I think even the Padres can beat the Steelers right now.
Man, you hating, but you're not hating without good sense. I'm going Cincinnati as well, man. I'm going to say that the Steelers continue trending down. Cincinnati actually wins this one in impressive fashion. I'm going to go ahead and say Cincinnati 24, Steelers 10.
I'm going to go with the Swami again. Cincinnati 5, Pittsburgh 0.
You are rude, man. Give me the rest of your games.
Okay. The rest of my games.
We've made it to the end. Now I want the rest of your picks.
I'm going Atlanta over Tennessee. That's a low key rival game. I'm going Kansas City over Detroit. Indianapolis over Oakland. You're gonna like this pick. Miami over the Chargers.
Oh, a sexy pick.
Giants over Washington.
Yeah.
Houston over Carolina, Rams over Tampa, Seattle over Arizona, big. Jacksonville over Denver.
Duval.
That would conclude my picks.
Man, 72 gave me a lot of crack just now. That kid needs to pull his pants
Let's
up.
go with a touchdown.
Yeah, Vikings up 7.
Was it a punt return?
No, it was I think it was a running play. Vikings up 6, maybe 7.
Look how wide those field goal posts are.
Yeah, you don't realize it until you get older.
Yeah, like it's almost impossible to miss that if you can kick.
Yeah, it's the length of the end zone, half the end zone. So, here we go. I am going Atlanta over Tennessee.
And they botched it.
Well, I gave them a point and it never happened. 6-0 Vikings.
72, man.
72 needs to just, I don't know what to say about that kid.
That was a busted play.
No, that wasn't the play. That was the play that led up to the play. It was a run, man. You're not watching. All right, here's my picks. I'm back, folks. Atlanta over Tennessee. Kansas City over Detroit. I'm going Indianapolis over Oakland. I am. I'm going to buy, you know what? Let's change that. Oakland over Indianapolis. I misread my own handwriting. Giants over Washington. Houston over Carolina. The Rams over the Buccaneers. The Seahawks over the Cardinals. Might be a closer game than some think. Going Jacksonville, Duval over Denver, although that is a trap game. You know, the Broncos do not have a sack yet.
Yeah, I know, but the last time y'all defense played against that quarterback, It was atrocious. You remember?
Yeah. Calais Campbell's going back home. He's going to be, he said he's going to have family in the building. I expect another big game, Calais. Drop the hammer on him, big guy. Cannot wait for week 4 matchups. It's going to be an excellent week. Every week in the NFL is excellent. Just like every week with the role players is excellent. Thank you for riding this thing out with us. We've had a great time as always. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and home of the role players, Spreaker, as well as several other podcast platforms. Don't forget to shoot us a tweet, a post, a pic on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're out there, people. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Share us. This is the Role Player Challenge. If you're listening to this episode, I want you to give us 1 share a day. If you're sharing DC Young Fly and all of these guys, Lil Duval, even though that's Duval love right there, you can give us just 1 share per day. Give us some social currency, man. We're not asking for money. We're just asking for social love. Share us out there. We've had one heck of a ride, and hopefully it continues. Oh, and I didn't announce the record, but I will announce it next week. What the record is between Jay and I, and do some fantasy love too. But as always, over and out, role players.